I had an energetic block that I didn't even realize, which was like, what if this isn't good? What if people don't like it? What if? And we know it's energetic, right? Because nothing else changed except for my outlook on it. And all of a sudden, sales start rolling in. And this is why I work so deeply at the intersection of energetics and strategy with my clients, because I firmly believe when the energetics are right, almost any strategy will work. Hello, loves, and welcome back to another episode of the Joyous Path to Millions podcast with me, your host, Emily June Wilcox. If we haven't met yet, hello. I help women entrepreneurs go from 6 to 7 figures, to transfer more business profit into personal net worth, and to build more passive income so that they can experience financial freedom and time freedom to do whatever they want, whenever they want, and every day becomes a yes day. If you don't have kids, you might not be as familiar with a yes day, but kids are like, can we please have a yes day? It's basically like where anything they ask for, the parent says yes to it, which how adorable is that? So anyway, every day can be a yes day when we have time freedom and financial freedom, because what is there to say no to? So that is the vibe. And it's something I'm super excited about. And it's the expansion and elevation of the kinds of conversations in the places that I'm taking my coaching. So I hope you're excited to be on that journey with me. And I've been really enjoying these shorter, like riff style podcasts where I come in and just drop some ideas and like almost a specific training around a concept. And it's very potent and succinct. So this is going to be another one of those kind of episodes. And we're going to be talking about how to clear an energetic block around sales. So if sales are not flowing the way you would like in your business or around a specific offer, I'm going to help you identify what's going on and give you 5 questions to get you clarity on where the block is and how to move through it. So this is going to be a fun one. And of course, there's some story time, because I never come in and teach something that isn't also relevant and true for me in my life and in my business as well. So that is what we're going to be diving into. Just on the personal front, it finally feels like summer. It's really beautiful here, full sunshine. We've been using the pool, and it has been such a welcome relief, because for the longest time, it was just gray and super foggy. And we're talking like into the middle of June. It's been that way. And that's our version of winter. And that whole like a seasonal affective disorder thing, like that shit is real. And I see it in myself, my family, my husband especially. He's just, let's move, let's get out of here. Like everything becomes gloomy with his mood and his outlook. And then all of a sudden it's sunny and he's just got music on and he's chipper and he's like tackling all these projects that he'd been putting off. And it's amazing, the gift of Ra, the sun god, and how he blesses us with just the energy and vitality that comes from the sun. All right. So let us dive in, and I will start with a little story time. So those of you who have listened to the podcast for a while, you might remember that we earlier this year invested in like a timeshare, specifically one that's structured like a vacation club. So it's not like you have a specific week in a specific location every year, but rather you get a certain amount of points every year that can be used at an entire portfolio of resorts and at the times of your choosing. And we made this investment primarily as an additional stream of income. And it's been a slower build than what I expected, primarily because the availability of booking at a lot of the resorts has been more limited than I anticipated. And so in my mind, we would just have a handful of resorts, particularly in places where Airbnbs are not allowed. And we would just have them on Airbnb. People would book them, easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Except if people try to book and we can't get a room at that resort at that time, that becomes a problem. So that has taken more time and effort to just contemplate it. And if we were going to have to manage more resorts and manage an availability calendar, I really needed to get my virtual assistant on board to be helping with building out those listings and especially maintaining the calendar so that we're not getting a bunch of booking requests and then having to say, oh no, sorry. And we just somewhat recently, I would say like in the past few weeks, gotten a fair number of listings up on Airbnb. And yet we really hadn't gotten any bookings. And so the family and I went out to the desert this past weekend for a little getaway, and we used the vacation club for the first time. And we absolutely loved it. Like, it was a gorgeous 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom condo with a full kitchen. It was really clean. It felt really nice and updated. The resort was gorgeous. There were, I think, 2 or 3 different pools and hot tubs. There was like a kiddie pool area. There was a full lazy river. There was an arcade, a movie theater, tennis courts, pickleball courts, basketball courts. There was like a little coffee shop and deli and store. And it just was awesome. We absolutely loved it. And funny enough, while we were there, a booking came through for one of our other properties, but it was just for a single night. It was for that night, and we couldn't accommodate it. Like, it was too last minute and we couldn't get that resort. And I was rethinking, maybe we really need to rethink this whole strategy. Maybe we just need to do it around events, particularly where we were out in the desert. There's like a lot of music festivals. There's Coachella, there's Stagecoach. And so I'm like, maybe we just need to be more strategic, plan ahead, book reservations when we know that there's going to be high demand, and then allow guests to book during that time on Airbnb. So that way it's not just like open for any dates anytime. So as I was just in the inquiry of it all, trying to figure out what would make the most sense. And then we got back, and all of a sudden it's been like booking. And when I go to book them through our vacation club system, it's available. And what this showed me was that I had an energetic block around sales. So nothing changed with the actual listings. I didn't change the images. I didn't change the messaging. I didn't actually make any changes to our sales strategy or who we were targeting or when we were targeting them or anything. The only thing that changed was my energy around this vacation club, because we went and we absolutely loved it. And so I had an energetic block that I didn't even realize, which was like, what if this isn't good? What if people don't like it? What if? And we know it's energetic, right? Because nothing else changed except for my outlook on it. And all of a sudden, sales start rolling in. And this is why I work so deeply at the intersection of energetics and strategy with my clients, because I firmly believe when the energetics are right, almost any strategy will work. And when the energetics are wrong, no strategy will work. So we do need a strategy, but getting the energetics right is the most important piece of it, because if they're wrong, we can't compensate with a strategy. And so usually the clue that there's something off with the energetics is in the response that you're getting. So like, I expected that we would be getting bookings and sales, but we weren't. So the fact that we weren't should have been my clue that there was an energetic block. But I really was not giving it much time and attention to even reflect or introspect on that fact. So as soon as I started giving it my time and attention in a different way, just participating as a vacation owner, clearing the energetic block, all of a sudden it's like all so clear to me. So if you have something that you are selling and you feel that there's a block around sales and you're not sure, what do I do with this? I think there's a block, but what? This is what you're going to do. Okay, I'm going to share with you 5 questions that are going to get you so much clarity and get you back into momentum. So question number 1, do I feel fully on board with this offer? Like, is there an aliveness around it? Does it feel good in my body? Do I feel genuinely excited about offering this to someone? Because if you don't, and you just think it's what you have to do or what you should do or what someone else told you to do, you'll block it. So it's like consciously you can say I'm doing the thing, but subconsciously you're getting what you want, which is no sales, so that you don't actually have to do this thing that you don't really want to be doing. Check in. Am I fully on board? If you're not, then you don't need to go any further with these questions because now you have clarity. Oh, it's not selling because I'm not fully on board with it. Got it. And then the inquiry is, what would an offer look like that I would feel excited about? And just get back into the ideation, back into brainstorming, and come up with something that makes you want to throw down your own credit card. You're so excited about it. Question number 2. So again, you'd only need to proceed if you feel fully on board. So if you're like, nope, it's not that. I'm super excited about this offer. It feels amazing in my body. Okay, great. Now proceed to question number 2. Does it speak clearly to my ideal client? So is there clarity in what it is that you're offering? And are you using language that would resonate with the ideal person that you imagine calling in for this, right? So in the example of my Airbnb listing, it was super clear. There was nothing wrong with the listings. They shared the main amenities. They shared the information about the resort and the location. So there wouldn't have been a messaging block that I would have been concerned with. But when it's our own business and our own offers, sometimes it's a little harder for us to have clarity around our messaging and the way that we're talking about it and speaking about it. And so if you're like, I don't know, do you have a client that you're already working with that's like a dream fit for this? Just ask them like, hey, can I take 5 or 10 minutes and share with you this new offer? And I just want your feedback. Let me know, is it clear? What questions come up for you? And you'll get so much clarity through that process. You could also do it with someone who would be like an ideal client, even if they're not specifically the one who will be buying, but they have the right kind of attributes. If you're feeling fully on board with the offer and you're pretty sure that it's speaking clearly to your ideal client, then you want to ask question number 3. Am I putting it in front of the right people? Am I meeting them where they're at? So it's so obvious when we're talking about a vacation property. I'm putting it on Airbnb. Great. But if I wasn't, like, let's say I was just listing it on Facebook Marketplace and then I'm like, dang, why aren't I getting any sales? Is that where my ideal client is looking to book their next vacation? No. So that might be like an obvious example, but it does apply to business. Like sometimes we are not really putting it out in the right, like so that it's getting in front of those people. You might be like, I'm emailing my list every day. Great. How did you get that list? Oh, people opted in for this freebie that I created a long time ago. Okay. Would that freebie speak to your ideal client now? Not really, because this was more of a DIY kind of solution. And now my ideal client is somebody who wants to just hire it out and have a done for you solution. Okay. So probably your email list is not going to get this in front of the right people. It's people who opted in to hear from you. So that part's great, but they opted into a DIY freebie. And now you're wanting to put this offer in front of somebody who wants it done for them. And maybe those people are not the people that are on your email list. So just get curious and really analyze whether you're putting it in the right places. Okay. Question number 4. What do I think might go wrong if someone buys? This one will be super eye-opening, and you want to just write the prompt out in the journal and then journal out whatever comes up. So what do I think might go wrong if someone buys? This will really help elucidate where there might be a block. So in my case, with the Airbnb, it's, oh, what if they don't actually like the resort? What if it's not actually nice? What if there isn't staff there to check them in? Like, I just wasn't sure what the whole process was going to be like. And so, hello, of course I'm blocking it because I don't want somebody to book and then there's some problem that I can't even solve because I don't have control over how the vacation club runs their properties, right? So even though I wasn't consciously aware of it, I did have concerns about what would happen when somebody bought. And so I was creating a block so that I wouldn't have to deal with those things. So for you, it might look like, what do I think might go wrong if somebody buys? I think they might not like it. I think they might be confused. I think they might not like that they're going to buy now and then it's not going to start for a few months. Like, whatever it is, you're going to have so much clarity on it when it comes up that you'll be able to then naturally brainstorm the solution to get your energy in alignment. And as soon as your energy is aligned, the block is cleared. And then the last question, what am I gaining by lack of sales? What am I gaining? And this question can be so confronting because on surface, we want to be like, nothing, I'm not gaining anything. In fact, I'm losing a lot. I'm losing out on money. I'm stressing. I'm anxious. I don't like this. But you're gaining something. And at the subconscious level, there's definitely a gain. And we could go on a whole tangent about existential kink work and how the subconscious always gets what it wants and it's always getting some sort of pleasure, even from something that consciously is painful. But what am I gaining by lack of sales? And so it might be like, oh, I'm gaining more time freedom. I'm gaining not having to experience a new client coming on board and then maybe being disappointed with me. So I'm like avoiding that whole situation in general. I'm gaining like the part of me that gets to say I'm trying, but also gets to feel like a victim because it's not working. So the more honest you can be without judgment when you answer that question will be revelatory. And you can do so much insanely deep energetic work that will transcend this specific energetic block and can actually just like completely revolutionize your whole life and business. So those are the 5 questions to go through to get clarity on like where the block is and why it's blocking. And then moving through it is going to be so easy and obvious and just like the most effortless next step once the block has revealed itself. And of course, then sales will be flowing, and that is what we want in this journey that we're on to the joyous path to millions. So let me know how that landed for you. I trust that at least one of you really needed this today and are having so many aha moments from this episode. So thank you so much for tuning in, and I will talk to you soon. Bye. Thank you so much for listening to today's show. Changing the way that we think, feel, and talk about money is up-leveling the planet. I truly believe that. The ripple effect starts with you tuning in, and it spreads when you share this show on Instagram and Facebook. You can tag me at mmakesmoney. And you know what moves the needle the most? Taking just a minute to leave a 5-star review on iTunes. This show isn't free to produce, so let's multiply those dollars invested and help this show reach a bigger audience each week. So thank you in advance for your help. I really appreciate it. And until next time, I'm sending you all the magic money vibes on your joyous path to millions.